Good day, dear students. Today we are going to study about trend spotting. So, what exactly is a trend spotting? Basically, it refers to recognition of the latest market trend. It helps the entrepreneur to bring changes in their product or service in accordance with the trends prevailing in the market. In simple words, okay, it is for an entrepreneur to understand what is taking place. Like, as we all know, if you talk in our practical day-to-day life, we immediately say what is the new trend, which means what is the latest thing that is taking place, what are the trends that we can utilize. So same way, every entrepreneur should know what is happening. He should be updated. Okay, only then, if it only understands, if he's able to get this thing done, if he's able to keep up with the latest trends in the market, automatically he can get his sales raised. Okay, he can, secondly, he can target customers also. Now, apart from that, so the entrepreneur keeps an eye on the changes in the trend taking place in these places. Now, which are these places, we're going to know. Okay, now these are the places, that is ways to spot these trends. One, read. Second, talk. Third, watch. And fourth is think. So basically, it's about these few ways that every entrepreneur can spot their trends. Now, when we talk about read trends, okay, entrepreneurs regularly read the leading publication and website affecting their business. So they have to make sure that they are updated with related by reading. Okay, they should make sure that whatever is getting in touch with whatever changes are taking place, keeping themselves updated with the things. Now, they scan information from a wide variety of sources, from international news or down to niche bloggers focused on specific aspects of their industry. So, they don't only read from News International, but basically, even from the smallest bloggers, also from there, also, if it is related to their industry, then they go for it. Okay, now the information, okay, available from the sources, which are as examples. One is by reading books, blogs, reading mails related to it, okay, newspapers. Now, apart from that, even publications can be there, industry publications can be there, magazines will be there, then international trends through websites, influential bloggers, as I've mentioned there. Now, all this information which is available, okay, from these sources is vast, and every piece of information may not be really relevant for the entrepreneurs. So in this case, what do? They have to make a very important choice of understanding that which source is valuable for them and which is not. So for this, what do they use? They use these tech tools called as RSS feeds. Okay, RSS feeds they use, and they use emails, newsletters, or websites and forum to get the necessary information. Okay, now what is RSS? RSS is basically rich site summary. Now, talk trends. Talk trends, like talking to people, is very important. Man is a social animal by nature. So he has to make sure that the messages are getting passed through. That's how you learn, that's how you grow. Now, they get involved in specific industry trades, association, and attending events both online and offline. Now, who are they? These are the entrepreneurs. Okay, if they want information, they will try to get it out first by reading different websites, different newspapers, blogs, articles, publications, etc. Second is having a conversation with someone. Now, it can be verbally, it can be through non-verbal, that's by chatting or by sending mails, or even through conferences. So these are your talk trends. Now when we talk about talk trends, okay, now as we all know that they should also make sure that they're taking advantage of social networking sites, like in this example here. Now social networking sites can also start or join groups or networks to get the latest trends. Now, it is important to talk to customers both online and offline. That's how the whole medium of feedback started coming up. Because when you understand with related to feedbacks, people go on various pages on WhatsApp, then they have their Facebook pages. Then immediately when anybody has something to say, they either tweet and they get it, and then it is actually passed on. Okay, now, so in this case, what should the entrepreneur do? They should pay attention to what the customers are saying, not only about their product, but also about their competitors' product. Now, as I said, talking trend has to be both online and offline. Online, basically, as you know, here you can see through these social networking sites. And offline is basically having conversation with people, taking views of their colleagues or from their employees as well, from their managers, taking updates from their managers. Now, who are the ones who actually do these SWOT analysis also? It is the managers who do it. Next is your watch trend. Now, watching is basically what? Observing. Now, here every entrepreneur has to observe. So, observation in marketplaces are very important. Here, watching and observing the customers in marketplace. Now, it's just not standing in one place and just observing them. It's basically about making an actual study. Now, entrepreneurs can either they do it by themselves, or they will, hire somebody and tell them to make these notes of these points, or give me a detailed study about it. What did you understand? Prepare a SWOT analysis on this, or prepare a study, a research, for they might give it to few of their employees. So, why is all this done? So that they can observe the people, they can study on their habits, preferences, likes, dislikes of the consumers. Now, in this case, okay, tell me if a target customer of a product are some youth, so then what they'll do, they'll prefer to go in those places where youth generally are always there. Like it can be a mall, it can be observing their trends, clothing habits, eating habits, how they're engaging themselves in various activities, like going for gaming zones, okay, like different ways like bowling, etc. So yeah, as I was giving you an example, the meaning of actually naturalistic observation is a method of observing people in their normal environment. That's how you learn, when you get to know how people are generally behaving. Okay, you don't, when you tell somebody that you're going to observe them, they're going to be very cautious. So here nobody's telling anybody that they're going to observe them. It's quietly done without anything. So here, what are they doing? Here they can see which stores are attracting maximum crowd and which are lying vacant. So here where that is in the malls. Because we are only targeting right now, I have given example of a youth. So we are done with three trends. Now the last one is think trends. So an entrepreneur begins gathering all these information regularly, they will start to develop a trend spotter mind. That's because they are only thinking. Now, when we talk about thinking, okay, we'll take an example. Here, when an entrepreneur just does not only sit and think, but they are putting all these things together. That is reading, watching, talking, and observing these trends. Only then they will start having to use this ability of thinking, analyzing, synthesizing to make connection with their business. And then that's how they come up with great ideas for their product. So that's why they have to pass through all those four stages. That is read, then you have all your. Now, before this, let us talk about the four. One is your, which are the four types of trends: read trends, talk trends, watch trends, and think trends. Now, why did I keep this part of mindfulness? Because these all things, which is your, it's more like your sensory organ. Okay, we all know the sensory organs which we have, and how important it is for us to look inside of us, look within us. So try these few acts of random kindness for your mindfulness so that you feel better. Okay, now apart from this, I have something for each one of you. You can try this, it's not necessary, but I would really, tell you to try. So when you wake up in the morning, try sitting down and see the five things you can see. Can be anything. When you're holding a cup of your coffee or tea, try to avoid watching TV, or try avoid using the phone when you're having your breakfast. Let enjoy yourself, give a me time to yourself. So observe five things that you can see. It can be anything. It can be the trees outside your balcony, or the small things in your house, the cup of coffee that you're having. So five things. Try to picture it to yourself by saying, okay, the five things that I can see, the four things you can feel. That can be any random four things. It can be maybe you're holding something, the cup that you're holding. Maybe you're resting your back on the cushion or something. So all these four things that you can feel, your body can feel. Three things that you can hear. So try to listen to the things which you can and count that. Okay, I can hear this. One, two, three. Maybe the birds chirping. Two things you can smell around you. Try to do that. Even if you're having the coffee or your food, just try it. One thing you can taste. So now since you'll be having the tea or whatever, coffee, try that. If you're not having, there'll be a particular taste which is there. Try to feel it. Try to understand. Try to taste it. So keep calm and take a sensory break. So basically, it's more about deeping understanding yourself. When you try to understand what's happening inside you, you'll able to take a better control of the things outside. Okay. Thank you so much. And this part of your trend spotting is important with related to the point of view of your MCQ questions, all the basic ones. So try to make sure that you know each the four trends and in which category. So their examples, that's all, that's enough for it. Thank you, class.